Doherty. George Doherty. So when I was in grade school, I was really shy, really painfully shy, like the kind of shy where you're like, there's something wrong with that kid's shy, not just normal. So last year, I had the opportunity to go home to my wife's home in Minnesota, and also the same thing this year, which is nice and exciting. And one of the remnants of being shy as a child is you never really know as an adult when you're going to be shy and when you're going to be fine. Right now I'm fine, so I'm not worried. But this year I was a little nervous, mainly because last year was not good, where I would be in a living room of about 8 people, all of my wife's relatives, and seriously, like 3 hours would go by, just normal, regular conversation happening, not intense, nothing, and I didn't say a word the whole time. I look like I'm about to talk, I'm like ready, you know, but nothing comes out. So this year I'm really worried, you know, and part of the problem is I remember like 5th grade, I decided, okay, I'm just going to start talking, and I did it, but these kids I was in school with for 5 years known me as not talking. So as soon as I start talking, they're like, wow, look, George is talking, look at him, look at him. And then I shut down. So that didn't work. Another time in 5th grade, it was during confession. It was a Catholic school, so we walked to the church like 2 blocks away. And I really had to go to the bathroom. I really had to pee. I was like, I gotta pee, but I can't. I just didn't talk, so I'm like, I'm just going to hold it in. There's like 20 kids ahead of me for confession. I can wait. But I got to a point where I couldn't wait, and I also saw an opportunity. Like, here's a chance. I'm just going to ask Miss Travers, hey, I really got to go to the bathroom. So she would see me talking, so that's good. So I did that, got the nerve to do that, walked to the school like 2 blocks away. The school had like 3 sets of doors. I went to the middle doors. They were locked. And I imagine the other doors were open to the school. But at that point, my urge to pee had just completely went away. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to walk back to the church. And as soon as I got back to the church and kneel down again in the pew, I really had to pee again. So, but I can't go up to Miss Travers again and say that because I'm shy. It just doesn't work. So I'm kneeling in the, not the confessional, but it was the pew. And I couldn't hold it. So I just went, 5th grader, it's not like I'm in kindergarten, but it was 5th grader. And I just went, and I remember my whole pants, it was dark blue navy pants. They just all got a little bit darker, which is fine. You can't really tell that I went, except the little puddle that was on the floor. But that was sitting right next to my lunchbox. I remember Michelle Ingram said, George, your lunchbox is leaking. I'm like, thanks, okay. So this year, I'm home, I'm with my wife's family, and we were actually in Michigan, and 2 days straight, really not talking at all. And then all of a sudden, the flu starts going around. I'm like, okay, here's my chance. If I catch this thing, you know, that's a really good, that's a good excuse not to talk. I'm sick, I'm in bed, I can sleep for a day and a half. So I caught the flu. And, you know, that bought me like a day and a half, and there was still another day and a half to go. So it was difficult. I remember as a kid thinking a girlfriend is like the way out of insecurities. So I'd have these things I would do. I remember in high school, yeah, still not talking, but I slipped a note to a girl who I liked, Shanna Houban, like here, and then she called me the next day. It didn't work out. But another method, this girl I liked in grade school, I remember, like in 2nd grade, I saw like a glimpse of her underwear. She was sitting Indian style. I'm like, I was hooked on her ever since. So when I was like 17 or 18, I decided to drunk dial her. But she wasn't home. I left a message. She called back when I was sober, and that was not the plan at all. It didn't work out. So, I don't know. I thought this might be a good chance to just talk directly to the Kimballs and say, you know, just a chance to talk to them. So I'm just going to take just 10 seconds to do this. So I'm sorry. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Kimball, the rest of the Kimballs, I really gotta pee.